It's time for those late morning legends, Rose and Ben. 168 years of wins and losses, ups and downs, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Unplugged and unhinged, here they are, Rose and Ben.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Rosie and Ben, the most mature, latest morning show in the free world. Today, we're going to cover some uncovered ground. Stay with Rosie. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Rosie and I, between the two of us, represent 168 years of the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. Fall down 7 times and get up 8. Lots of thorns in this one, but Rosie,
Yeah.
you are an absolute champ. Did you bring on this little bit of rain now?
I probably did. I washed my car. That's that.
First you bought a new car, then you washed your car,
Yeah.
and now we're having the third
Yes.
wettest rain since they've been keeping records of it.
Oh, it is?
Let me see what I heard. They started keeping records of rainfall in Oklahoma in like 1858 or something. And back there somewhere, there was a real wet month. So I assume that's why they started keeping track of it. Since that time, this is and I think this being a 30-day period of June and July put together. So part of June, part of July, I think. 22 inches.
Well, if you take a ride in the countryside, look around. It's beautiful.
It is. And usually in August, late July and August, in this time in Oklahoma, it's all earth tone.
It's starting
all
to get
gray and
brown.
brown and that bad looking yellow. But we've got bright green
We
coming like
have,
this is a
and
tropical rainforest.
It's phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. So we have, Rosie, we're going to have to get these guys to sign waivers because they are way too young to be on our show.
Well, they're good looking too, so
Rosie.
watch out, huh? Control myself.
Stay on the script, Rosie. You know how you are.
Okay.
We've invited these young men in, and they have driven up the way from Winoka because this Sunday they have a special event going on. So let me introduce Rosie. You've not met these guys, and they just came in.
Yes.
So let me introduce them. Right next to you is Colin Meyer. Next to him is Colin Bouchard, and next to him is Roland George. So now you know all these guys. This is Rosie. Rosie will ask you questions because she is among other things, lifetime school teacher. So she thinks of things in questions, right, Rosie?
Yes, and I love to ask questions.
Okay.
That's mainly.
So you want to fire out, or you want me to go to
Well,
kinda lead in here?
I guess I'm going to fire out.
Okay, jump
I
on
want which one of you boys is going to talk first? I
When
wanna-
you hand the mic to
All
Rosie.
right. I want you to tell us, number one, why you're here.
And this, by the way, is Colin Myers. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your applause, please. Colin Myers. Tell us why you're here, Colin.
We're here to talk about fundraisers we're doing to raise donations for Senior After Prom.
And as you can see, Colin is wildly excited about this. Next to Colin is Colin Bouchard. Now, they spell it different, but you can tell them apart if you look. So it's this Sunday, right? So is it at your place, at your mom's place?
Yeah, this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. we're having a taco pile on at my mom's restaurant, Rachel's, located on 1748 Cecil Street in Winoka.
Isn't that the greatest thing in the world to give an address in Winoka? None of us have ever. I mean, if you told me to go to your house and you just gave me the address, I'd be lost forever. But if you tell me it's across the street from the nutrition drink place, then I'm on it.
Yeah.
I did not know until I saw this that 1748 Cecil Street is really downtown Winoka, right downtown. Yep.
Yeah, it's just right across the street from the city hall.
It is. Yep. pass this thing to Roland George because he's got a big picture look on things. Describe what a taco pylon is.
So it's pretty much you can just have like hamburger meat and
So everything's just laid out and you get what
Yeah.
you want. Like nobody's going to hand you a taco, right?
yeah,
You're,
it'll be you can add pretty much everything you would have on a taco onto it. You'll tell us what you want on it and we'll add it to it.
oh, so you're working the thing.
Yeah,
You guys are.
yeah, us
Okay.
three.
Okay. And this is the beginning. Well, it's not the kickoff. You've already had one thing, haven't you? You had a breakfast some time ago, right?
Yeah, we had a breakfast and a fish fry we did.
You did a fish fry too?
Yeah,
That was your fish fry?
yeah.
Man, that was a good deal. That was. I didn't get to go to the breakfast because, Rosie and I do things around the crack of 11. We're not going to be up. That's not true. Rosie goes to the wellness center and swims every morning, or at least she tells me she does. I'm never going to go check on her. It's too early. But it's at 6. She goes at 6. If you can imagine that. So okay, guys. So the reason that you're doing all this is to bring in money to have an after prom, a safe and sane after prom, and everybody go and have a good time and play games and win stuff. And is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're going to use the money so us seniors can get gifts and so that we can have more money to spend on like after prom activities like playing games or whatever that may be.
It's all cool. It's all cool. So if you want to dine in, so you can come to Rachel's. I say that's Colin Bouchard's mom's place because it is, but her name is the name of the restaurant, and it's Rachel's. So,
Where is this prom going to be held?
I think it's gonna be at the multi at the school, but I don't know where the after prom is yet. We haven't decided that.
yeah, that's at an out place, right? Someplace out.
But the prom is held at the school in the gym or?
Yeah, they call it what do they call it, guys? The all-purpose? All what? Multi-purpose. Multi-purpose.
Do you just bring juniors and seniors?
Well, juniors and seniors can invite anyone in high school, basically.
Well, it sounds like you're raising money for this after prom. Tell us what kind of things that you're going to spend this money on.
We're going to spend the money on prizes and games.
Like I saw a guy last year showed me his he won a big screen TV at the party afterward. Yeah. I mean
Yeah.
it's cool stuff, right?
There'll be a lot of TVs, laptops maybe, AirPods, all kinds of stuff. Just maybe stuff for your college dorm. And
It is getting to be that time, isn't it? I mean guys, Christmas is in 2 weeks. I mean, the world is fleeting by. I mean, Roland, you were a freshman about a week and a half ago, man. Does it seem like it's gone that fast to you? Because it does to me.
Yeah, it really does. It doesn't feel like it's been 4 years. I mean,
No, not at all. So, for people that don't know, the after party is for a safe and sane time after the prom, and they really do it in big time shape, and it is a community event. It takes us all. So if you want to do it this is all by donation, right? The taco pylon's all by donation.
yep.
So you can grab and go, or you can sit at Rachel's and chat with your friends, talk about whether you got all the wheat in before all the rain came, or that stuff. If you want to do by donation, mail a check. You can mail it to Roland's Bank, It's actually called Core Bank. Roland secretly owns it. P.O. Box 158, Winoka 73860. And put attention on there, Winoka after prom. Or you can get the money to Lisa George. She's pretty good about handling money, right, Roland?
Yep.
Yep. Also, you guys have these cool shirts on, all except for Colin Myers, who shamefully forgot his, right? But, I mean, you guys are looking great. He's looking, okay.
The funny thing is, his mom was the one that told us to wear these shirts.
So he got by even the gatekeeper. Wow. So these are Winoka Railroader T-shirts, sizes ranging from toddler all the way up to 5XL. A 5XL will go right across your shoulders, I'll tell you that. Whoa. Do you have some shirts with you? I mean, you don't, because if you did, Colin be wearing one. We got no shirts, right?
No.
But we can get you a shirt,
Yep.
right? Okay, so toddlers are $18. A toddler is a 2T to a 6T. I'm into areas here that I have no idea. Youth, I'm a little better on, $18. That's small to XL. Adult, small to XL, $25. Adult 2XL to 5XL are $28. Also, grab the mic over, Colin. You've got something coming up at the rodeo, right? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, this rodeo, we're going to be selling 50-50 raffle tickets each night. The rodeo starts on August 7th through the 9th. Tickets are $5 each or $5 for $20, and winners will be announced before the bull riding events every night.
So this is a 50-50 just that you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And the way a 50-50 works, if you don't know, is you do your raffle tickets, you're buying them, and let's say the pot comes up to $200. So when they draw the ticket, then the fundraiser's going to get half of it, and the person that has their ticket drawn gets the other half. And lots of times these pots will build up and be pretty good size because you guys work it pretty hard, right?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, guys. I appreciate it. The T-shirts are awesome. Rosie, you got any more hard ones to fire at the guys?
Well, I think they've pretty well covered it. Is there anything that we forgot to ask you that you want to speak about? No, they said that was it. So
Wrapping it up.
I think that they
I
did a good
imagine-
job.
Speaking of gatekeepers, I imagine you're being critiqued probably on KALV or KALVradio.com or Railroader.tv, or somebody's listening somewhere and will tell you how you did. So, Rosie, if you were grading them, what would you say?
Oh, I'd give them an A. Maybe
old
not a
school
plus,
teacher.
but
Yeah, an A?
they did a good job for young guys that don't
You
like
have
to
to
talk
qualify it,
publicly.
Rosie. They did a good job.
They did a good job.
Hey
but-
guys, thanks for driving up and coming and saying hi. When does school start? Give him a mic there, Rosie.
August 12th.
What? What?
August 12th, I'm pretty sure, is our first day of school.
Good Lord Almighty. Have you started ball at all?
We've been having summer pride pretty much every week this summer, lifting, and that's about it.
Now, Cade is going to be very interested in what you think about the chances of the Winoka Railroaders winning ball games. So take about 2 minutes on that. Are you going to win some ball games this year?
Yes, sir.
He seemed a little, I don't know, iffish on that, Cade. I mean, it wasn't one of those, oh, yeah, we're going to. Does it look decent there, Colin? Does it look decent?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
With the people that are coming in,
You
and
got the mic? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got, Roland?
well, we haven't really had our full team at this summer pride, but the guys that are coming in, they're putting in work, and they're younger guys, but they're putting in work and they're getting better, and I think we'll have a good season.
Do you really?
Yep.
So you've got some guys coming up that look pretty decent?
Yeah, I mean, they've been putting in work, getting stronger, showing up. I mean,
So we're in the weight room and we're also running
yep, we run and then we lift.
and lifting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dream come true, man. And have you noticed that coaches believe that weights can be lifted easier early in the morning?
Yeah, we had weights in the morning last year, and the main problem was really a lot of people wouldn't show up. So
Yeah, right. We would have had a good team, but a lot of people wouldn't show up.
So our coach and our coaches as a team decided just to make it in the afternoon so more people would show up. And
Now, see, that's how this show came about. Morning shows are done at 7 a.m. Rosie and I don't want to do, so ours is at the crack of 11, right? So you want to lift weights in the afternoon, you can lift better. That's the theory, right?
yeah,
Okay, stick with it.
more woke up. And, I mean, you've been up for hours, so
Get after
you ain't
it.
just getting out of bed and going to the weight room.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I
So
did. I did like it in the morning, getting it out of the way early, first thing in the morning, and then
Well, you kind of come from an early morning family. I mean, you know.
yeah,
You're the big guy's getting up and, man, he's having a breakfast taco by 6:30, isn't he?
yeah.
Pretty much. Well, we thank Colin Myers, Roland George, and Colin Bouchard for joining us this morning, and hope your fundraiser is a tremendous success, guys. Thanks for coming by.
And keep
And,
up the good work.
We'll see you at the 89th annual Cimarron River Stampede.
When is that?
Well, it says right here, August the 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're going to be doing 50-50.
Oh,
That's the Winoka
that's when the
Rodeo.
50-50 is.
See you
Okay.
guys. Great T-shirts. Great T-shirts. Colin, you ought to get one of those. We'll be back with another super wonderful guest
Yes.
right after this timeout.
It's Rose and Ben on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
Our thanks to Colin Myers, Roland George, and Colin Bouchard for telling us this morning about the taco pylon coming this Sunday, July the 20th, from 11 to 1 to benefit the Winoka After Prom 2026. They're serving the pylon, the guys and gals, at Rachel's in downtown Winoka. So if you want to dine in, visit with friends, that's great. Or grab and go, that's great. Or if you want to make a donation, well, it's all donation. There's no price on the stuff. It's all donation. If you just want to donate, mail a check to Core Bank, P.O. Box 158, Winoka 73860, or see Lisa George. They're also selling Winoka Railroader T-shirts. And at the Winoka Rodeo, August 7th, 8th, and 9th, the Cimarron River Stampede, they'll be selling the Seniors Will 50/50 raffle tickets. So we have another guest in-house, and here to make the introduction, here's Rosie.
Okay. Our guest this morning is Mr. Don Lynch, and he will be talking about serving on a submarine called the Pom Pom. Don is sort of one of the generation. He felt it was an honor to serve his country. He's very patriotic. And when you see those beautiful American flags around the square on various occasions, he has helped put them out and bring them in. Don serves on the museum board, and he's also going to tell us a little bit about our elevator project we have going. And with this, I'm going to start out and ask him how he ended up, number one, being on a submarine, and then he'll kind of tell us the name of the sub and how it all came about.
Thank you, Rosie. I've given a thought of how I ended up in the submarines, a lot of thought. I really can't tell you exactly, except I kind of stumbled into it. I was at Pearl Harbor. I was 6 years old, and I knew at that point that I was going into the Navy, and I had uncles that were with Patton's Third Army. I had cousins that jumped with 101st at Normandy. And so my family was always patriotic, and there was no doubt in my mind that I would go. I supposedly graduated from William Crispin High School in Missouri, and there's some question whether I was graduated or was kicked out. But I did want to get into the Korean War, and I did everything I could to get there. As far as the submarine service is concerned, I went to visit my uncle, who was a naval airedale, and visiting with him, I met a young man by the name of Lawrence Clevenger. And he said, "What branch are you going into?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." And he said, "Well, get in the submarine service." He said, "That's got the best food and the best duty." So I did that. I went to boot camp, and in the weeks that followed in boot camp, my first leave, I went out to the USS Sperry, which was a submarine tender, and with my buddy Don Alvarez, and his brother was an ensign on the Sperry. So he was showing us around the ship, and we went over to the port side, and I looked down, and there were 6 big boats down there. And I said, "What are those?" And he said, "Those are submarines." He said, "You don't want to be on those." And I said, "Yes, I do. That's exactly where I'm going." They were in all stages of dress. Some of them in uniform, some of them in swimming suits. They were fishing and playing softball and what have you on the deck. Several weeks later, I went back out to the Sperry, took my first pressure test, which was equivalent to 44 psi or 100 foot of seawater. And my buddy went with me was Larry Markley and Philip Martin, both of them big Missouri or Wyoming Cowboys. Larry flunked it because his eardrum had broken as a child, and Philip and I both passed it. We went from there to New London, Connecticut, and started submarine school. Actually, submarine school was in Groton, Connecticut, which is across the river, but as sometimes happens, New London was bigger than Groton, so New London is the home base.
Okay, so you they accepted you to submarine school. And then tell us what you learned in submarine school and how long it was, and then what happened.
I don't know whether I should say this on the air or not, but we learned to drink a lot.
Yeah, it's okay to say that on the air. Yeah.
When I first went onto the base, the first thing that comes to your mind is the tower. The tower is about 110 foot in the air, and it's about 30 foot in diameter. And that tower is where your first real pressure test occurs. There's a compartment underneath the tower that's will seat about 10 men. You go into that tower and or into that compartment, and they put a Momsen lung on you. And when they build the pressure up to equalize the 100 foot of water, you step out through an open hatch and you go to the surface. And that is called the Momsen lung ascent. Charlie Momsen was, or Swede Momsen was a captain in the U.S. Navy, went back to around 1920. He founded the Momsen lung and also the McCann bell, which was the bell used to bring submarines up. As far as the base is themselves, the Dealey Center was named for Sam Daly, Congressional Medal of Honor winner on the USS Harder, and his name to fame was that he was the first man to surface and fire torpedoes right down the throats of the enemy as it was approaching. And it was one of those things that he did right up until the time he lost the Harder.
Okay, I want you to tell us about the size of a submarine room, and did you have to sleep with a whole room full of guys, or did you have a roommate, or did you have a room of your own? Did you have to be a certain size? Tell us just a little bit about requirements to be on a submarine.
Most submariners were somewhere between 5 foot tall and 6'6". The compartments themselves would vary. At the widest one would be 27 foot across. The submarine that I was on, the USS Pompon, was a radar picket submarine, and she was 322 foot long. Our biggest compartment would have been the stern room and the forward room, and they were probably close to 30 foot in length. The stern room had been converted into a berthing area because of the extra compartment that we put in for radar. We slept about 15 to 20 people there in the stern room. The next compartment was the after battery, and they had about the same number of people there. The next berthing compartment was the forward battery, and that's where the officers and the chiefs all stayed, and there was about 10 people up in that room. But the only one with a stateroom on a submarine is the skipper, and the skipper had his own wash basin, and he had a little desk in there that he could make memos on. In the forward room, there was about 10 people in there also. Now, they slept on or top of or below the torpedoes, because the torpedoes were all stored on the Pompon in the forward room. In the after room, or the stern room, where I slept, we slept on basically 80 inches of foam rubber, very, very soft. You had about 2 foot between your bunk and the one above you, but we very seldom slept. We worked 4 on and 8 off, and the 4 hours we were on watch, we had a specific place we had to be, and then the 8 hours off, we could work in our different work areas. We didn't sleep.
Rotate your? Did you have a hot sheet type rotation, or did you have your own personal rack?
No, we had our own personal rack, Ben. Yeah. There was only 69 men and 7 officers on the Pompon.
And it was 300 and something?
322 foot long, yes.
That's still not an awful lot of room.
The original Pompon was 300 foot long, and she was designed before World War II. And when they brought her back in after the World War II, they needed radar picket submarines, so they cut her down the middle, and they put in a 22-foot compartment, and that's where we housed all of our radar. Saying that, we had a bubble that was about probably 10 to 12 foot high and about 10 foot in diameter that sat directly behind our sail, and that's where our radar antenna and a lot of our equipment was inside of that, but it was inside the pressure hull, or in a pressure hull by itself.
What's the longest that you stayed out?
The longest we stayed out was about 6 weeks. And on a diesel boat, you would surface at night, charge your batteries, and then you'd run submerged during the day. But normally we would go out on a Monday morning, and we'd be back in Norfolk by Friday night. And we'd do that probably 3 months out of the year, and the rest of the time we were at sea.
You mentioned that when the guy was kind of jokingly promoting you into being a submariner, he said the food is great. Is the food prepared on?
The food was prepared by 3 cooks.
Each day?
Each day. We had, on Friday, we had lobster. We might have shrimp. we definitely had a steak, and we would have ham. So there was 3 different menus on that day for dinner. Breakfast was pretty much wide open. You ate what they gave you. We never had SOS. I think you were probably in the Army and you know what SOS is.
I do.
I thought it was pretty good personally, but we never ate it.
You can develop a taste.
But we had excellent food. We also had what was known as open icebox. So if we were on watch and we wanted food, we could go down there and get strawberries, whipped cream, shortcake, whatever we wanted. And
So you're out in the middle of nowhere, several feet under the water, eating strawberries and ice cream. That'll get a guy to be a submariner right there.
we had a kind of a short story on this. Pat Patterson was our chief of the boat, and he was from Illinois. And we had a kid from over at Muskogee by the name of Carter, and we were on the control room watch with Pat. Well, Pat couldn't take heavy seas, and we were in a hurricane, and we were on the surface, and so I went back and I got tuna fish and onions and peppers and made up a little tuna fish salad and took up there, and Okie and I ate that, and Chief looked at us and didn't say anything. I went back down and got strawberries and whipped cream. I took it back up, and Chief took one look at me and said, "You blank," and he left.
Left it to you, right?
Yeah.
So when there's bad seas,
Normally
it's okay underneath, right?
Yeah, normally what they would do in a hurricane, you would dive and you'd be down 200 or 300 feet, and so you didn't have any feeling at all for that hurricane going up. On one occasion, we did surface in the center of a hurricane in the eye, and it was like a tabletop. There was no movement in that water whatsoever.
And you knew that.
Right, and we went right back on a submarine. You've got negative buoyancy and you got positive buoyancy, and if those two buoyancies pass at the same time, that submarine can flip upside down. So that's why normally you would not go up into the eye of a storm.
Oh, having visited submarines, like 5 different ones, including the one that they captured off the coast of California that the enemy was circling in. It was a small submarine. It's in a museum in Chicago. But my point is just visiting those things. I mean, they're sitting on a visitation deck. I still get a feeling of claustrophobia going into them. Did it bother you at all?
Some of the Japanese submarines were one-man submarines. There was one at Dealey Center that we crawled through when we had a little bit too much to drink, and it was tight in there, but not claustrophobic. It wasn't that bad. It's like going through a sewer pipe for all practical purposes.
So I guess you can't be a submariner.
Had no.
If you've got claustrophobia.
One thing we did, Ben, is we had psychological tests once we got into submarine school, and I would say they were probably once a week, if not more, and it was to pick out those that might not react well in emergency situations, also to make sure that we were compatible as shipmates. And so when we started out, we had over 300 people in our class, and we graduated with 147. So
I think you said one of the most important things to pass was to be able to get along with the rest, and then touch on the camaraderie that develops on the sub.
Well, that's the reason for the psychological test, to make sure that you'll get along with your fellow shipmates. On the Pompon, we had probably a couple of men that were standoffish. We had one officer that was standoffish. But 25 years later, after I got off the Pompon, went back to a reunion, and you immediately know when you walk into a reunion, when somebody opens their mouth, you know exactly who they are. They may not look the same as they did 25 years ago, but that same feeling comes out of them. And so we're we're brothers. A story that I think of to kind of go with that is there was a young fellow over in Pryor, Oklahoma. I'd been down to the Batfish and come back, and he said, my daddy was on a submarine. I said, oh, which one? He said, the Lagarto. Well, we've got a monument out in the cemetery for Leslie Dowd, who was on the Lagarto. The Lagarto went down in 200 foot of water in, I think, early 1945. They couldn't get any deeper than 200 feet, and they got depth charge. But the young man said, I sure wish they'd bring Dad back. And I said, no, you don't, because I said, those guys are brothers, and that's a memorial to them, and that's their cemetery. Leave them where they're at.
And you said that they never bring them out. They'll when the boat goes down, they're left there.
Yes, they are left on the submarine when it goes down. To my knowledge, there's never been anybody brought back out of a downed submarine. Of course, in the case of Scorpion and Thresher, which we lost fairly recently, those ships are so deep that even if they went down, and they did get down to see them, but the bodies were pretty much disintegrated when they got there.
So I really hadn't thought about this till you were talking about it. But like, take infantry, even artillery. If you have a relationship difficulty with one of your mates, you can remove yourself, walk it off, get out, go away, do something else. On a submarine, you get upset with the guy next to you. There's no walking it off.
It didn't happen. They didn't get upset with each other. They just they were that kind of person that they rode with the blows. And I know of no one on the pom-pom that ever was mad at any other member.
So, and a lot of that, I guess, would come from the pre-testing. I mean, you
came
kind
out.
of were a right group of guys to go do that. I would guess. Is that right?
That's where I think it was all in those early days in submarine school when they were able to separate the people that needed to go and the ones that didn't.
It creates a heck of a bond because there's so few men in such a small area for such a long time.
The bond is tighter than a brother. Brothers have a tendency to fight every now and then, and the men on the pom-pom really didn't fight. So, no, I didn't mean they wouldn't fight with somebody topside. But
I want you wanted to kind of tell about the importance of the submarine. You want to talk a little bit about that and what it means and what they're doing for our country?
Well, of course, I have to go back to World War II to start it, but we lost 52 submarines in World War II, 3,600 men. That was half of the submarines we had. We went to war with a torpedo that was terrible. We had the finest ship or boats that you could possibly have. But when they got into actual combat, they found out that the torpedo was only effective 25% of the time. Now, to get a submarine into position, you had to basically be on the surface and fire your torpedo, and they were steam-operated torpedoes, so the weight came right back to where the sub had fired it. So those guys went up there and fired a torpedo that 25% time would hit, the other 75 it wouldn't go off.
Wow.
And that is even worse when you take that same torpedo was used on our dive bombers, the Navy dive bombers. They were used on destroyers. They were used on our PTO boats. So all those guys in the Navy knew that when they went out, they might not go off. So it built a real camaraderie among the people.
Man.
I might mention today, Rosie asked me the other day, said, how many submarines have we got today? And I said, well, I expect 100. We don't have. And near as I can tell, we've got 71. And that's not enough. We can't deter Chinese. Should I say that all right?
You can say that.
And the the Russians. Rosie says there's words I can't use.
Rosie uses words that you can't use.
I won't tell you what her favorite word for me is.
We're going with that. We're going to pause for a timeout, and we'll be back with the Rosie and Ben show and our Submariner right after this.
It's Rose and Ben on KALV. Let's talk about your future. Are you looking for a career change or possibly training in computers, health careers, automotive, cosmetology, digital design, electrical trades, welding, or biomedical sciences? At Northwest Technology Center, we offer these programs for adults, high school, and homeschool students from Alene Clio, Alva, Canton, Cherokee, Fairview, Freedom, Ringwood, and Winoka. Call to enroll today at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life. This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
It's the Rosie and Ben Radio Roundup Rodeo right here in Alva, Oklahoma. Not in the suburbs, right in Alva. Rosie has a great guest this morning. We've not introduced him by name in the last few minutes. We may have some people that just joined us, Rosie.
Yes, his name is Don Lynch, and he is a submariner, and he's telling us a little bit about it, what it was like to serve on a submarine. And he has a few stories. I've got a depth charge mixed up with, what was it?
Torpedo.
A torpedo.
And don't mix your depth charge up with your torpedo.
Yeah, but he has a couple of stories that are interesting, and I'd like to have him tell those.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, 25% of our torpedoes were really all that was effective. And it was late in 1943 before they got the defects corrected. The first defect was the Bureau Navy had developed a gas-driven or torpedo that had a magnetic detonator on it. The idea behind that detonator was it would go under the keel of a ship, blow up, and break the keel, and the ship would sink immediately. Unfortunately, it didn't work. The Germans had tried it already, and our English allies had tried it, but they apparently didn't tell us that. So that was one malfunction of that torpedo. The other malfunction torpedo was they would fire the thing directly into the ship, and it would not sink the ship. It would not explode. So Captain Momsen, who was on the naval staff at Pearl Harbor, a former diver and a subsailor himself, took a torpedo and dropped it off of a cliff. And then he and his diver went down and got the warhead off of it and took it in and took it apart. They found out that the alloy that was used as the detonator pin would bend if it was a direct hit. So consequently, half of the 3/4 of our torpedoes that didn't fire, that was one of the problems, and probably the biggest problem. The other thing that happened, and this happened on a Tang late in the war, Richard O'Kane was on the surface. He'd fired 23 torpedoes. He fired his 24th. It made a circular run. Now, I don't know that they ever got the circular run solved, but what a circular run does, the torpedo comes out of the tube and circles back and hits the submarine that fired it. The Tang was hit in the stern. They got 8 men off of the bridge. They were blown off the bridge. The rest of them were all lost, and there was about 90 men.
Okay. I'd like for you to tell also about the congressman and how he kind of betrayed his country.
Early in the war, the submarines that we were losing, the Japanese would set their depth charge at 250 feet. A submarine's test depth in those days was 250 feet. What the Japanese didn't realize was that any skipper that was worth 2 cents took that submarine down immediately to find out what his test depth was. And the test depth was normally around 600 feet on those thin-skinned boats. There was a congressman from Ohio. I won't tell you what religion he was. But he found out that the Japanese were setting their depth charges at 200 feet. So he immediately told the Chicago Tribune that, hey, they're setting their depth charges too shallow. And so, of course, the Japanese corrected that. And Admiral Lockwood said later that it cost us 10 submarines and probably another 800 men just because of that loose lip. Later on, that same congressman ended up going to jail, but he was on the House Ways and Means Committee, and he committed fraud. So they didn't get him for treason, which is what they should have got him for.
Man, that's huge.
Do you want to wrap it up and say anything good about the submarines? And then I wanted to talk just a little bit about the museum.
Well, as you can tell, if I was a young man, 17 years old, I would be in the United States Submarine Service. It's still, I think, even though they're nuclear, I still think they're the best bunch of people in the service, and I'm very, very proud of them.
So we're going to take a last break here, and when we come back, Rosie is going to direct this conversation to her very best favorite subject. We'll be back.
You're listening to Rose and Ben on KALV.
Beatles New Beginnings Nursing Center is proud to offer comprehensive care solutions for those who matter most. From rehabilitation and palliative care to skilled nursing and long-term care, Beatles is committed to providing comfort, dignity, and peace of mind. Now, with a second location, the Beatles family continues its long-standing tradition of excellence, serving the people of Northwest Oklahoma with the same compassion and dedication they've been known for. Come by and see them at 720 North Share Boulevard in Alva. Beatles New Beginnings Nursing Center, your care, your comfort, your community.
This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
It's Rosie and Ben on the radio, about to wrap it up. We got a little more to go and a really, really, really special guest.
Okay. This is Don Lynch. He's been speaking about being a submariner, but he also serves on our museum board. And I'd like for him to just tell us a little bit about what's going on with our project up there.
Thank you, Rosie. The main project that's going on right now is our elevator renewal project. The elevator has not been used by our people for nearly 15 years. It has been used for freight, but even that has become too difficult. So we made a decision to rebuild the elevator. We have Kone out of Oklahoma City that's going to be starting that on the 28th of July. It's going to take probably about 12 weeks to put it all together, and it's going to take about $350,000. We've had a very nice donation from the Wisdom Foundation, and Blessing. Rosie, when I can't think of something, you're supposed to think of it.
What's the name of it?
The Blessing Foundation.
Blessington Trust.
Blessington Trust.
Blessington Trust. Okay.
But we still need about another $150,000 to complete the project.
Well, let me tell you, you're in the wrong place right here.
Well, we can take a $100 donation just as well as we can take $2,000. And I'm hoping that we'll see some more come in. One thing about the museum, I consider it one of the best kept secrets in the world. The people come in from all over the world to see it, and they say it's one of the finest museums they've ever seen.
Yes, our lady told us last night we had 115 people in our museum last month from all over. And I can remember when we barely had 5. So we've come a long ways.
It is a beautiful, and I agree with what Don said. It's one of the best kept secrets.
It really is.
It is. It's one of those things that you can't, it's like trying to describe to somebody the color purple. You can't adequately describe that museum. You have to go experience it.
Exactly. And people, everyone who goes through it says, wow, was that ever great?
If you get up into the POW room, go into the Korean War room, and you'll find the USS Pompon hat there, and also you'll find a set of dolphins that are encapsulated in polyester. And I didn't talk about the dolphin, but the dolphin was a spatial pen that was designed by Admiral Lockwood, and it was commandeered to be made up by President Teddy Roosevelt. And at the same time, he gave the submarine sailors hazardous duty pay. So for a long time, we were the highest hazardous duty pay.
How cool. Don, it has been a pleasure. We'll let you rest a few days, but we sure would like to have you back again and
Thank you.
And chat some more. Rosie and I are going to take just a couple. But go ahead, Rosie.
No, I'm
We're going
with
to
you.
take just a couple of minutes and talk about what I think is going to be the biggest weekend in Alva, maybe forever.
Yes.
I don't know. It's going to be big. It starts tonight, 8 o'clock kickoff at the Nightlight. I'm talking about the 2025 all-school reunion. Party at the Nightlife. Tomorrow, golf scramble. The individual class gatherings all over the place. 10 o'clock Saturday, a parade downtown.
Yes, and I'm decorating my golf cart. I'll be in it, so be waving at me.
do that rodeo queen wave that you
Well,
do.
I'll practice.
Okay. In the afternoon, you can take town and school tours in a school bus. Get yourself in a school bus one more time. If you're a guy, it will just make you want to pull some girl's hair. It doesn't make any difference how old you are. 8 o'clock, the Crazy Cool Cruise. Mr. Klein was out here at our studio. We're going to be one of the outlets here for one of the bands. Mr. Ritter called me last evening and said, okay, we got 5 bands. We need to put one in front of your place. So our place is 721 East Oklahoma Boulevard. We'll be out here broadcasting the Crazy Cool Cruise. That's at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. This is a big deal, Rosie.
Yes.
This weekend's a big deal.
It really is. They've done a lot of work, and people are coming in today.
Yes, yes.
I have a classmate who's coming today.
When did you graduate?
1952. And there's one other man coming that graduated in 47.
I was 1 year old in 47.
Oh, my.
Yeah, yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say to that.
If I'm 90 and I graduated in 52, he's got to be 95.
You know, there's a reason that I'm a mass comm and psych major, Rosie. That you'll have to handle the numbers. There,
Okay.
I
Well,
don't deal in numbers.
Yeah.
So get ready for tonight. No cover charge at the Nightlight. Rosie, are you going to wear that after 5 thing with all the sequins out drinking tonight?
Oh, I probably will. I wouldn't know what to do if I got in the Nightlight.
I think it's like riding a bike, Rosie. I think it comes back to you.
It comes naturally.
I think it comes back to you pretty quick. Yeah, yeah. So if you're going to the Nightlight tonight, wear your best Gold Bug colors. That's, of course, black and gold.
Yes.
They would like for you to, I don't know who they are, but that's what we say.
Yes.
To wear an outfit from the decade that you graduated. If you did that, Rosie, what would you wear?
Oh, my black and white saddle Oxfords.
Oh, yeah.
I had to have one of those and a special skirt.
Did you have the hoop skirts, or was those later?
No, we had those.
You did?
Yeah. But the saddle Oxfords, I spent many a night polishing those saddle Oxfords.
Many a night.
You had to polish those white. They were white.
White, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, white.
But that was part of our Bugette uniform, so we had to have saddle Oxfords.
Exactly.
I don't know
How
that.
many were in your graduating class? You've told me. I
Oh,
forgot.
I think there were about 60, and I don't know that there's very many left.
Well, Rosie,
We know a lot of them that are not.
you know, we lost a really, really, really good guy in Oklahoma City this week, Bob Funk Jr.
I
a
read
senior
about
guy.
that. I read about that.
Yeah, what a great guy, and he was only 85. he had a back operation, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and it just took a lot of strength. He just didn't make a total comeback. But what a tremendous man! What a tremendous.
Well, they
man.
had quite a write up about him, and
Really?
yes, it was pretty impressive.
We'll be going to those services for sure. Son of a gun. Well, Rosie, thank you. Don Lynch, thank you. Boys from Winoka, Colin Myers, Roland George, and Colin Bouchard, thank you. I'm off next week, so it's Rosie and Kay.
Woohoo!
It will be a slugfest. Come watch it happen.
Yes, we're going to
Rosie
have
and
fun.
Ben on the Radio Rodeo. We're out of here.
You've been listening to Rose and Ben, Unplugged and Unhinged. Now we breathe a big sigh of relief and switch you back to regular programming on KALV.